Hi, this is Owen Thornton, and this is my web blog, which corresponds with my word blog at OntarioCrafts.wordpress.com. So, let me tell you today a little bit about a fun London, Ontario exclusive brew pub uh, bar crawl. To me, it makes sense to start at Anderson's Brewing on Elias Street. I don't know why I want to go this way, going from the northernmost place to the southernmost place, but it just seems to me always, whenever I've done this trip with myself or others, that this is the route I go. This is the easiest route I think to follow and a natural one. So Anderson's on Elias Street. Going to put a picture up over here over top of Petunia and Bogart to show you a couple images of Anderson's from the exterior. And I'm also going to show you there also an image of, a little bit anyways, of their exterior bar tasting area, which would be open more so in the summertime, as obviously you can see in this image that there are no chairs outside. This picture was taken, by the way, with all of the flowers along the ridge here of on the edge of the brew pub, the exterior tasting area, was taken on the 2nd of November. That night, it frosted and all those flowers would have been gone, but it just happened to get lucky and in November get a picture of a bunch of flowers. And then you'll see the entranceway into the Andersons there on the leftmost side of the photograph. Anderson's is a great brew pub to go to. I've mentioned a lot of these details in an earlier YouTube video about them. They sell small beers, small canned beers, the 355 milliliter size cans, and which is a little bit different. It gives you a greater access to try things because you're not quite spending quite so much money on the smaller cans as you would on the tall boy format. They also have hard plastic rings, 6-pack rings that they snap their can lids into. And when you go there, if you do a little tasting at their bar rail on the inside, you can mix and match and put your 6-pack together in any way you want. The one thing I will mention again is their tremendous stout, which isn't always in can format. Sometimes it is only in growlers, and you can. They also do a growler business at Anderson's, so that means an initial outlay of cash to get the growler, and then every time you bring the growler back, they issue then they take that back and then give you another one without charge. So you always have some investment in the glassware, so to encourage to take it back to Anderson's, so they don't have to obviously produce more glassware than required. It is a very nice place to go and have a beer, and they make great beers there at Anderson's. And then what would be interesting is that if you could really walk straight south, almost literally straight south from the entranceway to Anderson's, through a warehouse or a building, you would be on Burbrook Street. And Burbrook Street is where London Brewing Co-op is. But the problem is that while you can throw a stone over top of this building that's in between the two locations, you can't walk through it. So you have to walk back down Elias, down a little side street, and make a little U shape and come back onto the beginning of Burbrook, where you will be able to park your vehicle across the street on the east side of the street in a very well packed, I should say, gravel parking lot. And then you can exit through a spot in the fence and go across Burbrook and into the grounds, I will call them, of London Brewing Co-op. London Brewing Co-op is fenced off. There's an open area to walk through, so it kind of does look a little bit like a compound. When you walk through, to your right-hand side, you will see there are picnic tables. There's a mural there, and there is a single door straight in front of you to allow you to enter into London Brewing Co-op. Once you're inside, again, the retail and tasting area is to your left. The actual vats and the operational area is to your right. It's open air. It's not even glassed in. You can see it all. In the distance, you can see storage of materials used to make beer. So this is a real sort of active kind of place, and it's fun because of that. It's a little bit more homey, a little bit more You're there on site while they're making it, and you can go over to the left-hand side and have a tasting there. And then beyond that, it narrows down a little bit as you continue to walk in. You'll find that there are fridges there for beers that you can select, and they will pop them into. And they have an interesting strategy. You can pop them into a cardboard carrier, which will snap open when you come home, and it's very sturdy while you're carrying it. And of course, it's recyclable. So that's the nice thing about that. And in this narrow area, as you go by, then there's the bar area where you can order your beers, and beyond that, there's some tables, and you can sit at the bar there as well, do a tasting. Behind you, where at the bar area, there is a rack for gear. I'm going to show you a picture of that over top of Petunia and Bogey here. And I'll show you some pictures. Previously, I will have showed you some pictures of the exterior so you can kind of get a lay of the land. When you leave there, you head south on Burbrook. You walk straight down to Dundas. You will be facing Kellogg Lane, which is the old Kellogg cereal plant. And you will need to cross Dundas Street and then walk a little bit further east to the very next road, and again do this little U-shaped thing and walk around the big fenced-in yard, and then come down what almost, it's a sort of a road, sort of a lane, and it sort of looks like you really shouldn't be there, but you really should be there, because you're going to go across a little train track, and then the parking lot opens up beyond that spot. Again, this is a hard-packed gravel lot. And you will find two really cool places here. You'll find one which will be Paradigm Distillery. Paradigm Distillery is going to be, if you've driven in this laneway and you've parked over here, Paradigm Distillery is going to be kind of right here in front of you. Big name across the door. I'll show you a picture of that. And then you can walk inside, and when you do so, this is a really cool little place. Paradigm does a lot of cool things. And I think I've probably mentioned some of that specifically in a YouTube video about Paradigm, but I just want to reiterate them here. To your right-hand side, there's a little open window area, and behind that, they sell their Juliet gin, their whiskey, their vodka, and they have another whiskey, which I don't believe is theirs, and it's like an 18-year-old whiskey. I have never pulled the plug on that one, but I have had all of their other beverages, and I really like them. So that's just sort of off to your right-hand side. But if you just sort of turn, and I'll show you a picture of their facilities in the daylight. There's these little tables, and off to the left there over here, there's a bar. This is an intimate little place. They sell food, and they sell mixed drinks here. So this is a place where anybody could go and take their favorite someone and have an intimate little place. Now, when you see the picture here in the daylight, it doesn't look nearly as nice as when those windows and that door in the background, when that's dark outside. It's just a really romantic little spot, and I really like it. Now, what I didn't notice in the past, and I did notice the last time I was there, is that just off to that window on the right-hand side, they had a table. And on that table, they had a series of things that are pre-mixed drink orders. So they will sell you the mix, they will sell you the alcohol that goes with it, and they box it all up, and they have a really nice little package there, a presentation package, so you can buy your favorite cocktail from them in these small packages. So this was a really cool thing. They even will put a place card inside of it with the names of the individuals that if you were to give it as a gift, with the names of the individuals of the people who would receive that gift inside of it. And then on the other side of the card is the instructions on how to make the cocktail. So this is a really creative little business. They have great products to sell, they have a great place to sit and consume, and they have these kits that you can buy as well. Leaving Paradigm and coming out, you would turn basically sort of immediately to your right, walk past that building, and boom, there you are. There's Powerhouse. Powerhouse is a separate outbuilding from the Kellogg building, and it actually was the powerhouse which helped power the Kellogg's plant. Inside now, which is interesting, Powerhouse is in flux when I was there. I will show you pictures of the exterior, and I will show you pictures of their interior of this little retail space. Now, this retail space used to be a part of their bar area where I had originally done my tasting the last time I was there. And there's when you see the photograph as well, you'll see the big outdoor tent, which I'm assuming must be heated, and they've not taken it down because this, again, I took all these pictures on my crawl on the 2nd of November. So the tent is still there. I'm assuming it must be heated. There's no point in having an outdoor tent and having people freezing your yum yums off outside. So I'm assuming it must be heated in there. So I didn't really experience what I expected at Powerhouse. I went into this little sort of kiosk, which was sort of in front of the building where I had been previously. Where I had been previously was a small building, bar area where you could do tastings. There was a couple of tables there for people, a nice little intimate spot. And then where I was sitting, sort of facing the length of the bar, to my left-hand side, I think I'm getting my left and my right correct this time, was a great big huge glass wall, and over there, behind the glass wall, was the operational area, and you can see the large vats there where Powerhouse was making beer. So I says that I don't really know what's going on with their facilities, and the timing of it. Things could be changing as well. The person who helped me was very kind, and she was trying to explain to me some of the things about the changes that are taking place in Powerhouse, and that the space that I was in to buy the retail gear and the beer was going to be changing. But of course, timing and building during, even as we exit the COVID crisis here, building times and repair times are changing significantly because of a shortage of labor and a shortage of materials. So I'm not sure when Powerhouse will amp all that up. But the nice thing about Powerhouse too, in addition to their own beers, you will see that you can sit there and have a bar, and they have tastings for mixed drinks as well. So if you were doing a pub crawl, Anderson's of course would be beer only. I believe that's also the case at London Brewing Co-op. By the time you get to Paradigm and by the time you get to Powerhouse, now anybody can join you, because there are mixed drinks at both of these last two venues, and both of them are really nice, very attractive, and you can buy beer all along the way, except for a Paradigm, of course, where you can buy whiskey, gin, and vodka, and then you can go back into Powerhouse and you can buy their beer as well. This is a really fun time. I've done this as just a beer buying experiment for myself because I like it. I'm not a pub crawl kind of guy, but I can certainly see how this would do it. I took my brother on this trip as well, and then he has later taken people on this trip as a pub crawl. So he has done this trip, and the nice thing is that your driver could let you off at Anderson's, where you could start, and they could go down to the Powerhouse area park, probably walk partway back, meet you at London Brewing Co-op, and they could just walk with you. And at the end of the day, you would end up at Paradigm and Powerhouse, where the car would be, and you could all pile back in the car, and your DD could take you home. So it's just a really fun time. I hope all the pictures help you out and envision this trip a little bit. And you have yourselves a terrific day. This is Owen Thornton for OntarioCrafts.wordpress.com, and I hope you guys have a great day, and that you take me up on this tour here in London, Ontario. Bye for now.